Well, it's middle of March, and at long last, after this long COVID winter, the weather is beginning to improve in these parts, and it's time to get out into the various parks we've got, and some of the most attractive are strung out along the shore of Lake Ontario. A great example of these parks, Shore Promenade Park, one of my particular favourites, and it's a great example of post-industrial land converted to recreational use. It was very industrial along here, and there's very little of that industry apparent now. The park itself is located about 22 kilometres west of Toronto, and this particular park was famous for the fact that it was noted by having 5 very high chimneys known as the Five Sisters, that hallmarked the largest coal-fired energy plant in Ontario. Of course, with energy changing to renewable from coal, this is now history, and the plant has been removed from the site of the earth. Not many people in the area know or remember, in fact, that the site of the park was also the site of the very first aerodrome in Canada, and this aerodrome was opened in 1915 and trained Royal Flying Corps pilots getting ready for action in France. Absolutely no trace exists of this aerodrome today, although history books, there are pictures available to show. Right, this is take number 2, and I don't know what I did wrong, but we just didn't pick up any video there. Anyway, we'll try again. As I was saying, I took a walk today down to the Lakeshore Park here, and it's on March the 10th, and it's one of the warmest days of the year so far. It is the warmest day, and in fact near our house it was plus 20 degrees this morning. Not quite that here, and in fact on the windward side of this little peninsula that I'm on, it is extremely windy and quite cold. That water on Lake Ontario that you can see behind me is frigid, and you maybe can hear a guy with a powerboat thing, what do they call, skidoo, going up and down. And he's having a whale of a time jumping these big waves that are crashing in. But it must be cold there, because this water is frigid at this time of year. It's had at least 4 months cool down, and he must be one tough guy. But anyway, if he's having fun, we're all having fun. I know there are a few photographers out here trying to film him as he went by, and hopefully being able to capture some footage of his leap. It's a funny time of year now. We're in transition. The winter is gradually fading away. The spring is starting to peep its nose above the windowsill, as they say. And there's this battle between warm air and cold air, and it can produce some very interesting weather phenomena. We're not through the winter yet. It's forecast that later in the week, early next week, we are going to be down to the freezing point as a high point in the day, and possibly with even some snow occurring. So that's on the horizon, something to look forward to, but that is life in southern Ontario, I'm afraid. There's not much you can do about it. I'm not sure whether this friend of mine, the guy on the skidoo, will be out next week when there's snow in the air, but let him enjoy it today. There are quite a lot of people actually walking around today who've obviously been locked up in their houses for so long with this COVID business, and are happy just to have some freedom to be able to walk through the park and enjoy the sound of the birds and the crash of the waves and what have you.